Cam Jackson. My dude Cam Jackson going to be on. We're over on YouTube, Cam.
Are we on? Are we rolling?
Well, we got a minute. We'll let everybody see if we can get everybody on here, and then we're going to roll on. It's almost 8 o'clock. Were you on the road? Where you coming from, Coach?
Coming from basketball tryouts.
All right, it's 8 o'clock this row. Welcome to In the Game Podcast. I'm Cody Thomas. I got special guest Cameron Jackson tonight. Unfortunately, Kevin Moses couldn't be on. But, Cam, we're going to have a big show tonight. We're going to talk about Mr. Kentucky basketball, regionals going on, Sweet 16, girls Sweet 16 popping off this week, and the boys Sweet 16's coming on. This is the best part of the year, Cam Jackson.
Yeah, I love it. March and Kentucky high school basketball, it goes hand in hand in a special time of the year. And everybody got their eyes on high school basketball along with the NCAA tournament. And I tell you, I love college basketball, but I take the Sweet 16 over any live event any day. So.
Yeah, I think Kentucky's boys Sweet 16 is probably the best event that I've ever been to, and I've been to a lot of sporting events. Just the atmosphere and every game just means so much. But before we go on, I just want to talk a little bit about Pure Prospects and what we do. I scout basketball, do evaluations, graphics. I try to help these kids out, Cam. I started out in 2015. Remember back in the day, worked with you a little bit and just gain the knowledge around the game. Got some kids on board, some big news. But Cam, we're going to move forward. You got the Connect Basketball League. Talk about that for a second.
Yeah, Connect Basketball League is a new grassroots circuit, and we're partnered with we're the official grassroots partner for the brand N1, and we got some programs all across the country from Arizona to New York and everywhere in between. And we got 3 events, and we got a lot of talent that's in the circuit, and it's going to be really fun as we have kids compete in front of coaches and help them get to their next level and help them have a platform for college coaches to watch them compete.
Yeah, we'll switch gears. We'll talk a little bit about AAU here in a minute. As you know, Mr. Kentucky basketball is getting ready to happen, and Mr. Kentucky basketball, that's a huge award, and I think you should Mr. Kentucky basketball should represent. They should elevate everybody around them. They should lead by example, hard work. And then also they should impact their community, now and in the future. And, it's bigger than basketball. They got the finalists here, Region 1. We got Jonah Bartley of Callaway County. They're 28-3. His latest stats, 22.5 points per game, 56% field goal, and 39% three-pointer and 10 rebounds. And then Region 2, you got Rex Blue of Dawson Springs. He's averaging over 20 points a game, 40% from the field, 38% from the field, and 10.1 rebounds. Cam, do you know much about these 2 guys?
I know about the Jonah kid out of Callaway County. I remember him as an 8th grader. Saw him play and said this kid has a lot of promise, and he grew to be about 6'4", and he can do a lot of things off the bounds and get to the rim, and he's a special player. Not really familiar about the Dawson Springs kid, but I know I've been to Dawson Springs. I'm sure that community is proud of that young man, and they're all rooting behind him.
Well, we're going to move on to Region 3, and me and you've known this kid for a long time. Ty Price of Butler County. He's averaging 28.6 points per game, like 39% from the field, 33% from the three-point line, and 3 rebounds a game. But Ty Price, the UT Martin signee, me and you've known him for a while. Greg Keown, his trainer, that kid, I think he was leading free throws at like 92%. He's just a volume shooter, volume scorer. Do you remember him like the last few years?
Yeah, I remember Ty. Like you said, back when he was in seventh grade, everybody was telling me about this kid had a tight handle and could just really shoot the ball. And it's been exciting, intriguing how he's progressed. You know, he's one of the best players, one of the best guards in the country, and excited to see what he's going to do for at the next level. I mean, he's got a tight handle. He's a gamer. He likes the big stage, and I think he's going to bode well in the region.
Yeah, he's one of the hardest workers I've ever seen. Like he's always working on his game, and he broke a lot of records this year over in the third region. And I think he's one of the toughest kids to ever play Kentucky high school basketball. But moving over to Region 4, we've got Robert McAfee of Warren Central. They went 23-6 this year. Again, he's averaging over 20 points per game, 7.6 rebounds, 52% from the field, and 46% from the three. How much you know about this Robert McAfee kid, Coach Jackson?
Yeah, I think this is his first year with Warren Central. They played at another school, a Christian school, but I know this kid's an athlete, and he's playing with Coach Will over there, and Coach Will does nothing but produce high-level quality players every year. I mean, every year you can pick 3 or 4 kids that's going to play college basketball for him. And with Robert choosing that school and that coach, is just going to make him better. But super athlete he is, and exciting. He's an exciting player to watch.
Yeah, we're going to move over to the fifth region, some of my stomping grounds where I'm from. You got Connor Aloy of Adair County. They're 27-5, averaging over 20 points per game, an amazing 61% from the field, 34% from the three, and a little over 5 rebounds per game. I had a chance to see him over at the Zip Zone Classic. He played really well. I haven't got to see him, the rest of the season. What do you know about Connor Lloyd, Cam Jackson?
Connor Lloyd, this kid, he's been playing varsity, starting varsity since 7th grade. And I remember coming to watch him play. He was a shooter. Now he's a do-it-all kid. He's playing with Coach Coach Breeze over there. And Breeze, he knows how to get it done, and he understands how to get players in the right situation. So, a heck of a ball player.
Over to Region 6, one of the toughest regions in the state. We both know that. Noah Glover come out of there. He's averaging 18 points per game. That's big numbers in the 6th region. 48% from the field, 39% from the three, and just a little over 3-point rebounds. I don't know much about this kid. Do you?
That's another kid. I have a deep knowledge of a lot of kids, but I don't have much about him. But I know if you're averaging 18 points in the 6th region, that's good enough to average 30 points in some other regions. So, it's tough to go in Louisville, night in and night out. You're playing against top guards or top wings, and to be able to do that on a daily basis of averaging close to 20 points a game means you're a player.
Yeah, over in Region 7, DuPont Manual's Justice Decker, 16.6 per game, 6 rebounds, 82% from the free throw line. Again, this is another kid that I haven't got to see this year. I don't know about you. Have you seen much of the 7th region basketball this year?
Yeah, I've seen Decker play. Now, I tell you one thing that stood out to me. He's a good basketball player, really good basketball player, very athletic. But he may not be one thing that stood out to me, and it may not be what he does in college, but he is a really good shot blocker. At 6'6", he's able to get up and blocking shots and those type things. And that stood out to me. I know he probably won't be his main niche at the next level, but it stood out to me when I watched him play, and he could do a lot of other things as well. So he's another fun player to watch.
And you got over in Region 8, Armello Boone of Woodford County. 18 points per game, over 42% from the field. 73% from the line and 6 rebounds. This kid right here is a high riser, Cam Jackson. He's an elite finisher. I got to see film on him. I really like that kid. He helped propel Woodford County this year. Have you seen film on him, or you got to see him this year?
Yeah, I've seen him play. Armello's smooth. I remember watching his brother play, who was a dog himself. But Armello's a smooth player. Just a kid that has a knack for the game. has a body for the game, athleticism for the game. At 6'2", he's plays above the rim. He's another fun player to watch.
Yeah, most definitely. In Region 9, I think me and you know this as he was a kid is E.J. Walker, Coach Mike Walker's son, over at Lloyd Memorial. They went 24-6, over 19 points per game, shooting great from the field, 62%, 46% from the three-point line. He's efficient at the line right at 70%, but also 11.6 rebounds per game. This kid right here, he's going to South Carolina, Power 5 SEC type kid. And I've seen him progress, as he was a young kid. And, he's just got the size, the skill, the work ethic. I think this kid's going to really prevail. I think he's 6'7", 6'8". What do you think he's going to do here in the SEC, Cam Jackson?
Well, I actually got to see the young man play yesterday in the regional tournament at Northern Kentucky. And what stood out to me, and I always look at things that may not stand out to other people, but he's a heck of a passer. He has a great court vision, and that's going to bode well for him when he goes to that next level, to being able to see the floor and have that court awareness. Now, he's obviously got great size. I think he's going to do well. I mean, I think he goes to South Carolina and gets chiseled up and really gets a consistent outside shot, and he's going to be as good as anybody immediately for South Carolina.
Moving over to Region 10, we got Garen Jackson of Campbell County. They went 22-9. He's averaging over 18 points per game, a nice 68% from the field, 82% from the line, and 6 rebounds. I don't know if you've seen this kid, but right now, I don't think he has any college offers. Have you got a chance to see him play for Campbell County this year?
I have not. That's the one kid I've not got a chance to check out. So I'm going to get my eyes on him.
Yeah, most definitely. I got to see a little film on him, but I hit him up a few days ago, and he said he didn't have any offers. So, if you guys are out there, any coaches, give him a look, because he can't be the Region 10 Player of the Year and not be able to play at the next level, Cam Jackson. And over in Region,
correct.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, correct. I'm 100% behind you.
And then Region 11, Kentucky signee, Great Crossings, Malachi Marino, 7-footer, 28-4. They've been ranked number 1 and 2 all year. He's averaging 21.8 points per game, 72% from the field, and 64% at the line, but almost 15 rebounds a game. And again, the 11th region is just as tough as the 6th region. I think it's the 2 toughest regions in the state. They just put Bryan Station away yesterday. What do you think about Malachi Marino, Coach Jackson? Where'd you go, Coach Jackson? Guys, I don't know where Coach Jackson went, but yeah, Malachi Marino doing big things. I think he's going to play well at Kentucky. I don't know what he's going to do his first year. Coach Mark Pope, I'm sure he's got some big plans for Malachi. But, I'm just happy to see that kid. They're moving on. They're one of the favorites to win the state. Like I said, they are 28-4. The big numbers are 22 points per game, but 72% from the field. Just so efficient. And then over in Region 12, I've not really got to see much of this kid, but it's Trevor Ellis of Mercer County. 21-10 this season, 16 points per game, a nice, cool 59% from the field, and right at 10 rebounds per game. Hopefully Coach Jackson can get back with us. I don't know where he's at, but I'm going to text him real quick. But, yeah, and then we're going to move on to Region 13. I don't know if Coach Jackson's on the road, so hopefully we can pick him right back up, guys. But over in Region 13, Harlan County, I call this guy Mr. Clutch. I've seen him play 5 or 6 times this year. When Harlan County needs a bucket, Maddox Huff always produces 30 points per game, 49% from the field, 43% from the three-point line, but 8.1 rebounds as a guard. When they need a bucket, the Eastern Tennessee State guard, signee, does big things for him. I think he's one of the top 3 favorites to win this award, along with Malachi Marino, and I think, Ty Price, in the top 3, E.J. Walker. And then over in Region 14, Evan Eversaw. Got to see him Thursday night. I got to see him yesterday. Kids actually picking up some offers. The Bulldogs are 27-2, and it's because of Evan Eversaw. That kid's a leader. He's so smart. He's got the game IQ, pass. He's just so efficient around the basket with his footwork. He knows how to use his body. And, he's leading them into the 14th region championship game against Breathitt County tomorrow night. And he's averaging 19 points per game, 53% from the field, but again, 10.4 rebounds per game. And moving over to Region 15, seen this kid a lot too, Pike Central's Jaden Stewart. Jaden Stewart, a smooth 6'6", 6'7" kid, 28 points per game, 56% from the field, efficient from the line, 76%, and right at 12 rebounds per game. I think Jaden just signed with the Division III over in West Virginia. I think it's Bethany. I should know this, guys. I'm sorry, but yeah, Jaden Stewart. They're going to play tomorrow night against Lawrence County. It's going to be a big matchup. And then another, I think this is the top 3 kid. He's actually one of my faves. Got to see him over at the Zip Zone Classic. Is Ashland's Xander Carter. He's moved Ashland over to 20-7 this season, averaging right at 24 points per game, a crazy 58% from the field, 44% from the three-point line, and 72% from the stripe, as well as 7 rebounds per game. I've seen this kid match up against some of the top guards in the state, and he's just destroyed them. He's putting up ridiculous numbers. And we're going to have Kevin come on and talk about Mr. Tennessee basketball. They're a little different than we are. You don't have to be a senior to be a finalist in that award. But, I was going to go over and check out our rankings. We're going to do the top 50. I have a top 50 rankings, guys. And, don't take me at heart. This is my 50. I'm going to start out with Malachi Marino. He's going to be number 1 for sure. And then over at Great Crossings, probably the favorite to win the award. 7-footer, like I said, he's over at Great Crossings. I'm trying to pull up my notes here, guys. Let's see if I can pull it up. But my number 2 would be E.J. Walker, the South Carolina commit. Again, 6'8". Cam Jackson talked about him. Good passer. He's going to be over at South Carolina doing some things. And then you got Xander Carter, 6'6". We just talked about him. The Liberty commit, the combo guard. He's going to do big things for them. But those are my top 3 rankings of the 2025 class. And, those 3 are the toughest guys that I think are in this class. And then you also have, I really like Armello Boone of Woodford County. And then as well as Andy Johnson. I don't know why I can't pull up all my rankings, guys, because I wanted to get you guys out on this. Here we go. After Armello Boone, you got Cameron McDaniels of Jeffersontown, the 6'5" small forward. I like Maddox Huff coming in at number 6, the 6'3" combo guard, Harlan County. Again, he's an ETSU commit. Andy Johnson, he's a 6'5" combo guard from Cooper. He's going to UIC. And I like Lawson Rice. He was out this season, but he's the WKU commit. And then got number 10, Ty Price. We just talked about him. Known him since he was a kid. He's going to be tough. Like I said, he works out with Greg. It's going to be great. I really think this kid, they got put out early in the regional tournament, but Ty Price should be able to do some good things. But I wanted to talk about some of the kids that I have over that I've been working with. And Caden Harris, he's the 5'10" guard. He's a junior for the Bulldogs. And this kid right here's really come on the scene. He scored over 500 points this season, and he's small, but this kid is strong. He can shoot. He can pass. He's just a complete player. And I really think, he's coming up in the rankings. He's in the top of my 2026 rankings. But yeah, I really like this kid a lot. They're going to play tomorrow in the 15th region tournament tomorrow. And another junior that's really come on the scene, the 6'4" guard of Letcher Central, Terry Delaney. This kid is highly sought out for AAU basketball right now. He's averaging like 22 points per game and over, I think, 11 boards per game. Strong, physical. He can do a lot of work. And next, I'm going to switch over to girls. Another junior, Chloe Crace. She just got all district and all region awards. She's doing big things over at Floyd Central. They're going to be tough next year. They were young this year. Next year, her and Maddie Engel and Reagan Lafferty, I look for them to really make a big run, not only in the district. I think they're going to be the favorites, but right there in the 15th region. And then another kid that I've got the chance to see before the season start would be the Phelps guard, Zaid Rash, 6'1". The first time I seen him train, I was just really impressed by his hands and his feet, how quick they were. When he's aggressive, Zaid Rash can put up big numbers. But I don't know where Coach Jackson went, but, the girls' Sweet 16, it's set. And, guys, we were talking about the Sweet 16. Was it the Clark Pump and Shop 16? They're getting ready to go down. From the March 12th to the 15th over at Rupp Arena, the first round matchup, you got Ashland versus North Loyal. That's going to be on the 12th at 11 a.m. At 1:30 the same day, you're going to have Knott County Central versus Taylor County. I've got to see Knott Central play a lot. I've been in Eastern Kentucky the whole season. Really impressed with them. I haven't seen Taylor County play. My hometown's over in Lebanon, so, it's pretty close to home. 6 p.m. is going to be George Rogers Clark versus Franklin Simpson. 8:30 is going to be Frederick Douglass versus Simon Kenton. Frederick Douglass has been putting in some work this year. Really nice squad. And then on the 13th is going to be Johnson Central versus Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart's going to be tough. Definitely my fave to probably win it all. At 1:30, you got Mercer Academy versus Cooper. 6, you got Henderson County versus Marshall County. And then at 8:30, you've got Danville Christian versus Davis County, who just won the 3rd region tournament today. But big ups, like we talked about, the Sweet 16 is one of the biggest things I think in basketball in general. Just the Kentucky boys and girls Sweet 16. I know the girls used to play over at WKU, but girls basketball has really turned a leaf. It's excelling. I really think Caitlin Clark had a lot to do with the game. She's doing big things. She's got these girls that come out and play ball, and I'm just happy to see that these girls are back to playing basketball because there for a while volleyball. Most of the girls are over there playing volleyball, but then we're going to come over to tournament time. The boys Sweet 16. The regionals are wrapped up today. And like I said, the Sweet 16 is going to be nice in Rupp Arena. I can't wait to get there. But Coach Jackson's not on. I don't know where he's at. He was on the road. But I was going to talk to him a little bit about AAU basketball and picking a team because that's one of the biggest decisions you can make. It's going to cost money, but you need to make sure you're on the right team, the right program, the right coach, because you got to ask questions. You want to know where you're going to play, who you're going to play, what kind of facility you're going to be in. Because if you're just in a single gym, more than likely there's not going to be a lot of coaches and scouts there. So you want to be in a multi-court facility. And the program, numbers don't lie. The shoe circuits are where it's at. But, you can get seen on these other circuits, but you just got to make sure that you make this correct choice, because it's one of the biggest choices you can make in recruiting. You know, a lot of people don't like AAU basketball. It's getting a bad rap, but, you know, Kentucky has really stepped up. I remember in 2015 or 2016, we had a few, you know, top programs. Now we've got Puma coming in with Next Pro and Pro, picking up some programs like WKY Elite, Future Elite. There's just a lot of things going on around in Kentucky basketball, especially AAU. But if Coach Jackson's not going to get on, I'm just going to wrap this up. Next week we'll have Kevin Moses back on. He's on the road as well. And then we're going to have another special guest on, talk about maybe the 11th region, talk about some of those top players over there, especially in Lexington. But guys, thank you guys for coming on. I'm sorry Coach Jackson fell off. I don't know where he's at. He's not even answering his text. It's not going through. But we'll be back next Sunday with a loaded show, the full 2025 rankings and the full 2026 rankings. But until then, guys, check out the regional tournaments. Get out and support these kids, because, you know, they deserve it. And